dear 8th standard children. Hope you all fine at home. Stay home, stay safe. I'm happy to see you in this video session of term 3 crop protection and management. So let's move on to this video session.
Hello children, today we are going to see the unit 21 crop protection and management. In this lesson we are going to see about the agriculture practices to understand the basic practices of crops, importance of rotation of crops and importance of seed bank, seed balls and preservation of seeds. And you know what is the institution of IARI, ICAR and KVK. First, we are going to see the photosynthesis. In earlier classes, you know about what is meant by photosynthesis. The plants which make their own food, the process is called as photosynthesis. So, animal and the human cannot make their own food. So, human and animal directly or indirectly dependent on the plants, isn't it? So, energy from the food is used by organism for carrying out of various body function. Plants and animals are the main source of food for all organisms. To provide that, to provide food for all the large population, protection, proper planning, and management, the distribution of the food is needed. Now we are going to see the agriculture practices. Agriculture has always been the backbone of our country economy, isn't it? So the green revolution is takes place. We have been cultivating the different type of crops or cater to the increasing demands. We have the categories of crops are grown. Kharif crops, Rahi crops and Zaid crops. According to the utility, the crops are classified into food crops, fodder crops, fiber crops, oil crops, and ornamental crops. Kharif crops is a crops which is sown in a rainy season. Rabi crops is grown in winter season. Zaid crops is grown in summer season. The food crops are paddy, maize. Fodder crops are useful for livestock consumptions. Fiber crops are used for cottage and textiles. Oil crops are useful in a large scale of consumptions. Ornamental crops are used for the landscape gardening. Our country is the largest producer of banana and mangoes in the world. Do you know, children? It is also the second larger producer of wheat as well as rice. Soil preparation. The most important aspects in agriculture process is to loosen the topsoil. The loosened soil helps in the growth of earthworm and soil microbes. The soil preparation methods are plugging. The plugging, which will be a two ways, one is manual plugging and machine plugging. So what is mean by plugging? Plugging is a process of loosening or turning the soil up and down. Plug, it's a mainly used for tilling the soil. Hook, it's a simple tool. It is used for the farmers to till the land or remove the weeds and dig up the soil. Cultivator or the driven by the tractors. Cultivators also kills weeds and dig up unwanted vegetation available in the field. Leveling. Once the field is plugged, the topsoil is quite loose. Leveling of the soil is done with the implement called leveler, which is a heavy wooden or iron plank. Basal manuring is a manuring mean adding a manure to the soil. Manure contains many nutrition required for the growth of crop plants. Sowing of seeds. The next part is this is the second step in crop protection. Once the soil preparation is over, sowing of seeds can be done. Now we are going to see the various methods in the sowing of seed. The first method is sowing by hand. Scattering of seeds by the hand is the simplest way of sowing seeds. This is the most economical method of sowing seeds. Seed drill. Seed drill is a modern method of sowing seeds. It is a better and more efficient method sowing the seeds when compared to the sowing by hand. It is usually done by attaching from the drills to a tractor. Dibbling. It is also the replacement of the seed material in a furrow or a pit or hole at a predetermined spacing with a dimple, more commonly by hand. Soil around the hole is presented with the hand or leg for the moist soil context. It is also the another method. Transplanting is the removal of actively growing seedling from one place and planting it in the main field for further growth till harvest. Transplanting makes use of a pre-grown plant, seedling or vegetative propagated clones. Adding manures and vegetables. The substance which are added to the will in the form of nutrition to enhance the growth of plants are called as a manure and fertilizers. The manure is organic substances is obtained from the decomposition of plants or animal wastes. Farmers dump the plants and animal waste in the pit at the open place or allowed to decompose. So this is a manure, and fertilizers means is a substances which is added to the soil to improve the plant's growth and yield. Fertilizers are composed mainly of urea, ammonium sulfate, superphosphate, potash and NPK, that is nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. Now we are going to see the irrigation. What is meant by irrigation? Water is important for the proper growth and development of the plants, isn't it? So plants absorb the water from their surroundings with the help of the root system. The supply of water to the crops in a regular interval times is called as irrigation. So irrigation time frequency of irrigation from varies from crops to crops. Some crops needs more water and some crops needs a little bit waters. So in this type we have two different types. Okay, that is one is a traditional method and another one is a modern method. Traditional method. In those days irrigation is done by manual. That is a human will takes place in the irrigation. Farmers pulls out water from the well or canal by himself or using a cattle or carried for the farming fields. Pumps are also commonly used for lifting the water from various sources. So diesel, biogas, electricity and solar energy are the few important sources of energy needed to run these pumps. So the method of pulling water may vary from one place to another place. Did you know, children, what is the disadvantages of this means? It's very cheap. Okay, and disadvantages means efficient is little bit poor. The next method is modern method. Modern irrigation method helps to overcome the problems exist in the traditional method. So it also facilitates the even distribution of moisture in the field. In this modern method we have two types, that is a sprinkler system and the drip system. Now we are going to see a sprinkler system. Okay, in this heading itself you can able to understand it will sprinkles water over the crops, and it also helps to distribute all over the evenly the land, and water will be distributed evenly. This method is much advisable in areas facing water scarcity. Here a pump which generates a pressure is connected to the pipe and the water is sprinkled through the fine nozzles of the pipe. You can able to see the picture now, children. This is the method of sprinkle system. The next one is a drip system. In the drip system, water is released drop by drop exactly at the root zone using the hose or a pipe. This method is considered as effective one in the region where availability of the water is very less. A global population is expected to be 9 million by the year of 2050, but agriculture activities alone utilizes 70% of available fresh water resource. So, effective and sustainable water use is needed for our own generation and future generation. Drop irrigation is a better solution for the economical use of water. In an agriculture field, many other undesirable plants may grow naturally along with the main crops. The undesirable plants are called weeds. The removal of weeds is called weeding. Weeding is an important process because weeds compete with the crop plants for the nutrition, sunlight, water, space, and other resources. Okay, so farmers adopt many ways to remove these weeds and control their growth. Here we will have some methods. One is mechanical method. It is the most important method which weeds is destroyed physically. Then second one is a tillage method. It's a practical method destroying the weeds of all categories. Crop rotation. Here you'll have a crop rotation of the crops in the followed by controlling crop associated with the parasitic weeds. Summer tillage, deep plugging after harvesting the rabi crop and exposing underground parts of the weeds to strong sunlight during summer months is useful for destroying the many annual and perennial weeds. Biological weed control. It is a method against insects and pathogens. Chemical methods are very effective in a certain cases which have a great scope in a weed control, and chemical used killing the weeds or inhibiting the growth are called as herbicides. Harvesting of crops. After these processes gets over, the next procedure is harvesting. The process of cutting and gathering a crop is called harvesting. Here we have a manual harvesting, that is it's a major method of harvesting in India. The certain crops are harvested without using tools. Crops like groundnut, green gram, black gram, horse gram are being harvested by uprooting with the hand. Mechanical method. Harvesting in our country is generally done by employing the laborers with the help of farm instruments like sickle. This method of labors and time consuming one, it is suitable for the small sized farms only. The next one is a machine harvesting. Harvesting method is a large size agriculture field. This machine farming will takes place. The term harvesting is also includes the immediate post-harvesting practice, that is threshing and winnowing. The process of separating the grains from the chaffs or pods is threshing. After threshing, we must separate the grains from the chaffs. The winnowing is a process for separating the grains. Storage of good grains. Storage is an important aspect of a poor harvest technology because the crop is seasonally produced but consumed throughout the year. Therefore, supply of the product has to be maintained by the proper storage. Before storing, harvesting grains should be made free from the moisture. It's very important, okay? Any moisture in the stored grains will be leads to the growth of microorganism. In a home also some grains, if you have some moisture, it will get damaged and some microorganism can also be there. Okay, so storage is very important. Silos and the grains are used for storage of grains in the large scale. Chemical vapors are wrapped to minimize the pests and insects in the godowns. It's called as a fumigation. Stored grains are inspected from the time to time to make sure that they are free from the disease as well as pest. In our country, the grains are stored on the large scale in the government-owned godowns. The different categories of agriculture produce needing storage are food grains, soil seeds and fodder. Food Corporation of India (FCI) was set up on 14th January 1965 at Chennai with the objectives of distribution of food grains. Rotation of crops. Crop rotation is a planting a series of different crops in the same field of a defined order. Monocropping and a mixed croppings are the two methods are used in crop protection. Monocropping is repeated planting of same crop in the same field year after year. That is called monocropping. Okay. Mixed cropping means a cultivation of two or more crops simultaneously on the same land without any patterns. Okay. Crop rotation has many advantages. Many crops like legumes may have the positive effects on succeeding crops in the rotation, leading to the greater protection overall. A shallow rooted grain crops, deep rooted cash crops, and restorative crops should be included in the rotation for maintaining the soil productivity. Seed bank. Navadanya seed bank is there in Orissa. It's a place where the seeds are stored in order to preserve genetic diversity. Seeds may be visible for hundreds and even thousands of years. So seed banks are like a seed libraries that contains valuable information about the evaluation statues of plants. The Royal Botanical Garden is located in Calcutta. First started collecting seeds formally as a seed bank. So seed banks were created to store the native varieties of seeds. Seed balls are mixture of soil, compost and plant seeds. The balls are thrown into the land area with the monsoon set in. These planted balls will germinate into the seedling. So the concept of the seed ball is to increase the tree cover and also improves awareness among with the peoples about conservation of the plants. Heirloom seeds. So this seeds it's a seed of plant that can be carefully cultivated and passed down through many generations. These heirlooms are usually placed in a small isolated community and they generally offer something to value to the grower. The goal of this prescribing heirloom seeds is to prevent a type of changes due to outside influence. Some vegetable varieties are self-pollinated and grown with virtually no danger of crossing. Bioindicators, it's a biological indicator of any species or the group of species whose function or status reveal in the qualitative status of environment. So biological indicators are used to document and understand the changes in the earth living system. This biological indicator characteristics of the state of ecosystem which brings a modification. Which example is given as a lichen. Okay, this is natural bioindicator, a combination of algae and fungi. This live together in the symbiotic association. IARI. It is the Indian Agriculture Research Institute. This Institute for Agriculture Research, Education and Extension. And this Council of Agriculture Research, this was responsible for the research leading to the Green Revolution in India during 1917s. And the second one is ICAR, that is Indian Council Agriculture Research. So that is ICAR. This functions under the Department of Agriculture Research and Education, Ministry of Agriculture. It is a larger network of agriculture research and education institutes in the world. The next one is Krishi Vigyan Kendra. It's a farm science center. The center serves our ultimate link between ICAR and the farmers. The aim of this Kendra is to apply the agriculture research finding and practical localized settings. So its focus on the crops and cultivation methods. It also have the facilities to support between the institution and the local community. Foliar spray. This technique is feeding plants by applying the liquid fertilizers directly to their leaves. You can able to see the picture. The plants are able to absorb the essential elements through the stomata in their leaves. But total absorption takes place through epidermis. Sea-based plants mixed with the clip contains track nutrition and some hormones which are useful for development of the plant leaves. The next one is effective microorganism, EM. This effective microorganism is the culture of different effective microbes commonly occurs in nature. Nitrogen fixers, phosphate stabilizers, photosynthetic microorganism, lactic acid, bacteria, yeast and rhizobacteria and various fungus and actinomides are used in this effective microorganism. Panchagava, it's a promoter with a combination of the 5 products which is obtained from the cow, which includes cow urine, cow dung, milk, curd and ghee. And this can be used for the seed treatment also. For this, seeds are soaked for 20 minutes before sowing. This presents forms of panchaka is one a single organic input which can act as a potentiator. Vermi wash is a liquid collected after the passage of water through the column of worm action, that is called as a vermi wash. Biocontrol methods. It's a method of controlling the pests such as insects, mites, weed and plant diseases using this organism. Biopredator and biopesticides and biorepeller and biofertilizers are used to controlling the bioorganism which cause damage to the crops, pests and insects. So biopredator, that's we are having occurring the insects are feeding or multiplication. So biopesticides, we will have fungal biopesticides, bacterial biopesticides and biorepellent is the one of the earliest pesticides used by man was mangrove leaves and dried leaves repeats a pest from stored grains. The last one is biofertilizers. It's organism which can bring out the soil nutrition and enrichment. Nitrogen fixing microorganisms have the capability of converting free nitrogen into nitrogenous products.